Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix, and welcome to a sadly empty bay, because this was the bay of an old drone which no longer works. But today we're going to do a bit of experimentation, a bit of replacement. It's something I promised I'd build quite some time ago and never got round to it. It's a tier 5, essentially, a tier 5 helicopter rail. Now, I know what you're thinking, and that's, well, Lathrix, that's just bad. And honestly, I agree, but a lot of people have been telling me that this is actually completely viable. Well, at least somewhat viable, particularly in the lower tiers, and can actually work well if you make quite a balanced bot, which obviously is my strong point. So we're going to be trying to do that today, trying to do as best we can and trying to make something which will actually function. I'm thinking of going for about three rails and having a blade build. That's kind of what I'm going to go with here. So the first one's going to go straight underneath my seat. Tier 5, there it is. We'll upgrade to tier 6 if we have the points to spare. So what am I going to do then? So, see, this is a very foreign concept to me, and I should be building with the inners, I agree, but with the pending nerfs to inners and everything, I'm trying to get out of the habit of using them once again and trying to go back to using regular blocks. For those who don't know what the nerfs are, I have been speaking about recently. They're not definite yet, but they have been tweeted by several of the developers of FreeJam, and essentially it revolves around making non-complete blocks, so inners, Tetris, prisms, give less armor due to the fact they're lighter. So obviously it makes complete sense. It just kind of sucks for people who've been building with them for a while, and particularly for people who use triforcing, because this is going to make triforcing a hell of a lot harder than it used to be. So how are we going to do this then? I kind of wanted to make it straight out, but I'm looking at it, I don't think that'll work correctly. So what I'm thinking of doing then is perhaps instead having it so it's I have to explain what I'm trying to think of here. Like the back two blades are going to be further back than the front blade, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Which I think it does, I hope it does. No, try again. I don't know what I'm doing, I should just use Tetris, shouldn't I? There we go. Really trying to overcomplicate the arm there. So that's the centre pod, I suppose. And then we attach two more pods to this in a kind of like almost like a W if we look here kind of fashion, and that's how it's going to be. I guess that may work in a way. Let's just do this. There we go. And one further out than the others, because that way I might get a good shield placement later on. Keep it as a spike so it has a bit more protection. We will of course be connecting these two sections more later as well. Then the blades, then these two go quite far back, and that's where the blades will be stored. Be stored, be kept, be placed. Yay for wolf blocks, because I can't stand the regular pink blocks in this tier. I think they just look awful. Can I place these here? I can't. I think it's because they're clipping into each other as well. Damn, it's like a double. No, they're still clipping to the front there. How far back do we have to go? Okay, 1, 2, and have these here. Okay, now I'm thinking perhaps it's supposed to look better the other way around. I kind of like it as it is, with this being the front, so we're going to leave that as it is and continue on. Let's just test to make sure this thing can even float upwards. We're doing science today, so it's and the reason why I'm going quite minimal, only 3 blades, 3 guns, etc., is because then I can focus on shielding and armor, because I can see this thing getting knocked out of the sky fairly easily. So this thing can fly, yep. Good, 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 that's exactly what I wanted to see. Of course I haven't finished off the arm yet, it's the start of it. If we can, we may go into 5 blades and have two coming out there. Now, here's the issue. The gun will never be as accurate as I want it to be. Perhaps at a certain height, the turbulence is less extreme. So here's the problem, if you stay perfectly still, you have this sort of weird rocking effect. As you're seeing now, that's not what I want. So how do you possibly fix that? It has to be a little bit heavier, because at the moment we kind of float by ourselves. Oh, there we go. When I move back very slightly, actually the aim goes perfect. So, oh, I see, because rocking backwards is tricking the game into thinking I'm not floating still, which means that the turbulence doesn't come into effect, which is what's giving me the... oh, that's devious. So perhaps that's how it's done. Need more blocks. Well, it's certainly an idea. There we go. Okay, well for now we'll stick with just 3 blades, but we'll consider it afterwards. But we will consider certainly going into 5, perhaps even 6. There we are. Get the prism sorted out. There we go. Nope, yes, there we are, all armoured up there. Let's put these here, like so, and inner cubes, tetras, and finally, these. There we go, so it's that top bit's all well protected to our blades, a bit more protection. So then, that's how we're going to do the shields on the front perhaps. So we have realistically we're looking at tier 5 and under. Well, that helps straight away. Both of the winglets get a huge chunk of protection if we put them like this. We could put it here. I would knock out too many blocks though. No, I think where it is right then, it might have actually been quite a good place. Perhaps facing downwards instead. No, I think the sideways one's better because it does kind of protect the top section here, which makes it a bit harder to knock out that. So we'll leave that as it is for now. We'll go back to doing this. So the 2 other guns will probably go here and here, at the back, like so, which does give us quite a bit of ranking to play with still. So how are we going to fix that? We could go with better blades. That certainly wouldn't be a huge silliness, because that would give the blades more armour. I'm still nervous about being shot from the sky, honestly, so... Or we could upgrade the tier of the weapons instead. Now that's also a good option, particularly since I'm not sure how many shots we're actually going to be able to hit with this thing. So perhaps going with stronger guns might be the idea here. Particularly if we're only going with 3 guns, we definitely want to be able to do some damage with the guns we actually hit with. So perhaps having 3 tier 6s rather than 3 tier 5s would make a lot more sense. A bit more forward, perhaps? No, I think further back, because that way oh no, further forward has less chance of clipping sideways. Sorry, diagonally, but more chance of clipping sideways if it's more forward. Oh, yeah, okay, let's stick with that. So then, in the middle, we're going to have little support beams. Yay! So if sections get blew off of each, these will essentially grab onto each other, so bits don't fall off quite as easily. Also gives me somewhere to put thrusters if I decide to use them in the future. Of course, right now we don't really have the points for it, so let's put this back out again. Let's see if we can get a way to make the guns, to make the rail guns actually rely. Okay, now we're a lot heavier, and that's actually kind of what I was going for. I'm hoping perhaps heavier means better in terms of the weapon's aiming. Ah, that's probably not the case, as now we go down when we move. So we actually want to be a bit lighter. Yeah, this is actually a lot worse. Oh, no, saying that. So, like, when I stop, for a second, this will have good aim. It's... No, definitely too heavy. Definitely too heavy. How would I fix it then? Well, the obvious option would be just to change a lot of the blocks into inners. Which would look kind of cool if we put them here. It must be said. There we are. All those go in here, making a nice little rib, like a little ridge pattern. That's kind of awesome. It's kind of awesome in its own little special way. So each one of these, I'm essentially losing a third of the weight every time I place one of these, which is kind of good. It's kind of good. Well, it's actually very good indeed. We have 2 left to place. Sure. There we go. then what? Well, I think at that point, honestly, probably best just to get rid of some of the armor, but I don't really want to do that either. How much lift do the tier 6 blades have? They have a lift of... doesn't actually say. Oh, no, see, no, it doesn't say all, does it? No, that kind of sucks. Definitely has more armor, though. So here's the eternal struggle. I want it to be well protected, but at the same time, I would prefer it to be lighter so we can actually get the thing to have more of a balance. Because at the moment, we are remarkably slow going up and down. Okay, well, sorry, no, going up. Going down, I imagine we're actually remarkably quick. So let's see if we can quickly get a shot on him. As inaccurate as hell. So the trick is trying to figure out how to get that reticule to actually balance. Got it then, but I don't know how. It's just random. Yay! We actually hit him. Perhaps quad would be better, because with a quadcopter you could get the balance a lot easier. So I think perhaps that was just like, I don't think this design is going to work at all. So I think actually probably a redesign, honestly, something more akin to having 4 blades of a similar distance. Let's quickly put the 4 blades in and go into a match. Also, those shields were a lot of ranking. So first of all, 4 blades means, of course, we have more lift. Second of all, my theory is... oh, that's definitely better. Yeah, because 4 blades helps to balance out the craft a lot more, because obviously now there's 4 points of lift and they're all equal. So if we equal the weight a lot more, then as we can see, this thing actually works. Actually, it's working now. Ah, okay, so a tri-blade doesn't work, but a quad blade does. By the looks of it, now it's a bit too front heavy, not back heavy enough, so let's add 1 more support pillar here. Then go back into practice again. If I'm happy enough with it, we'll just do a match and just see how it does, and we'll decide from there. So practice mode again. Sorry for the confusion of this episode, by so stress. This is a very new concept to me. It's a concept which I don't really see being a truly viable one, but with enough people saying it is, enough people wanting to see it, it's certainly not my place to judge. Now, could have 4 guns as well, but obviously having guns in front of each other is not a good thing. So we're currently moving forwards a little bit. That's not too bad. That is actually quite accurate. I mean, that's almost pinpoint. Almost. A little bit off, but not by much. Not by enough that it's going to cause too many issues. I think we've got it. Honestly, I think this is going to work, particularly since it goes down very slowly by itself. Shoot a leg off again. Ah, see, that was too inaccurate, but there we go. Leg 1, leg 2, yeah. Okay, this will work. So I assume the idea of this then will be to go over a cliff, then kind of stick your nose out, as it were, take a shot, and then go back in as fast as possible. It's kind of what I'm taking from this. So, yeah, let's get into a match and see how Constellation does. We'll actually keep the name because it almost matches. So, back in a second. Okay, the first match of the day, and I'm a little bit scared as I see they have not only an interceptor, but they have several plasma bombers and several rails. Kind of things I really don't want to get hit by, and I'm not particularly confident in my ability to hide from them. So here we go. I'm probably going to try and stick to one of the cliffs, trying to figure out where our allies are going and stick with them. We do have an interceptor, so possibly following him might be a good idea, as he will hopefully clear out some of the enemy flyers if he can be victorious in that manner. Actually, I think I might do that if he's going this way. Got a little drone there, that's cute. I like that. That's a very cute little low tier thruster stick. Oh, plasma bomber got removed very quickly. Now, one thing I've now realised is the fact I'm not going to be able to shoot down, sorry, up very easily. Come on, go back. Okay, I'm too high. Okay, yeah, I was actually above my max ceiling to kind of rest, so that's something I do need to learn to avoid in the future. Just spot him again, so I know where he is. I always think that rock is an enemy every freaking time. Come Come on, balance out. There we go. Okay, I've got it now. I've got it. It's getting used to it. It's a very weird concept. Damn. One of those shots I should have hit, but the reticule was too big. Oh, I'm doing something horribly wrong, aren't I? I'm doing something horribly wrong here. I'm not even blaming the design, I'm blaming gameplay at this stage. Just trying to stay lower. It seems to be a lot easier to sort out when you're low. Yeah, it's a lot easier to sort out when you're lower. So going that high, it seems to increase the turbulence. So that was the issue we had. Okay, lesson learned. Just try and get the camera at an angle so I can see behind that rock. Oop, there's one. Damn it. There we go, actually got our first hit of the day, and the last shot clipped my gun. Done. Okay, down we go. Back up. Oh, one of that guys went bye-bye. There we go, got a good hit there, and one more hit, and another. Okay, down we go again. Lost the blade, annoyingly, because, well, we're a copter, and that was always going to happen. But at least we got rid of their healer, that's going to help out that fight a lot. Up a little bit more, okay, and... we hit him, didn't do much, we did hit him. Oh, behind us. There we go, took out his gun. Crud, I am dead in the water here. Well, we got a kill. We're very slowly being killed there. On the upside, I think our team will win this one by the looks of it. Yeah, our team's definitely winning. Okay, well, what have we learned? Being high, being high is bad. Being too high up with this bot is definitely a bad thing. It seems to cause the turbulence to be a lot worse. On top of that, I've got to learn how to balance my shots. Now, there's a good chance that probably helium would actually help out quite a bit. Because we could get this thing to be completely stationary, which of course can't happen perfectly because of turbulence, which is definitely a thing, then perhaps we could do it. But I don't know, it seems like you can definitely balance it out as it is currently. It just takes too long for me, and I kind of overreact to enemies, and then it ends up me being so rushed it doesn't really work. Let's try to add helium. If I actually got a ranking for it, that'd be even better. I don't, but we could easily fix that by just removing a little bit of armor. Okay. So we've removed a little bit of armor in addition to add a bit of height to the thing. That might balance us out a little bit better. Let's see. With 4 helium blocks, we... what on earth is the robot doing? It's like doing a little dance on its butt. However, that's actually looking a bit better. Despite the dancing butt. That's not too bad, actually. That's definitely helped a little bit. Seems like perhaps a little bit more helium on the front, just because the balance is definitely front heavy. Yay, we did win, excellent. Hero bonus for all. Put it there. And then remove these. Try again. The science is getting done. And stop here. That's weird. It's like, well, this is without me touching anything, so at least that's definitely better. Considering I'm not touching my movement at all right now, that is definitely a lot better. Like that's at a fireable level of accuracy. So that's good. So I think the issue was we were just a bit too heavy. I still think we're too front heavy, but I don't really think I can fix that without making it a bit too vulnerable. Okay, so what height then do I want to be at? That's worse, definitely. Yeah, the turbulence at this height is a lot worse. Look at that. So essentially, the lower we are, the more accurate the guns are going to be. This is what I'm getting from this. Definitely the case. Okay, so that's what the issue was before at the start. We were far too high and thus the turbulence was just terrible. We need to stay about this height off the ground, and we'll be absolutely fine. Okay, let's get into another match. Hopefully, we'll do a bit better and prove our worth to the team. Okay, second match. Let's see how this goes. Probably once again going to stick with the team. Now we've learned some things from the last match. We're getting there. We're going to figure out how this thing actually... There you go. Look, it's accurate. I could have took a shot and everything. Okay. So the main thing I really need to learn is how to fire like on the move and be a lot more... Not on the move so much, but just be able to take position faster, because that's currently the biggest hindrance I'm finding. Don't know why I'm sticking my head out. I can really see over there. It's gonna have it, that is. Okay, a good part of our team's going over there. There's a rail looking at us, so we're going to stay low and go around as far as we can, so he's probably out of range. Enemy over there, just spot him up. There we go. Let's see if we can help out the team. Where'd he go? I just saw him go over that mountain. I think, so... There he is. Damn. Yes! Okay, well I found a use. We can shoot over cliffs. Down we go. And that copter's not going to survive much longer. Oh, enemy behind us. There goes his blade. There goes most of him. Damn. Last shot was just me missing. There's two rails after us. One missed thankfully a few times. The second one lost aim. Let's see if we can get repaired. Friend? Thank you. Maybe a cruiser. A rail hybrid might be a thing. And I only say that because the tier we're in currently, obviously we can't use legs. So perhaps that might be of use. So yeah, I don't really see rail copters in the higher tiers. For probably good reason. But I see enough of them in the lower tiers where there must be something behind it. Probably a lot better than... Now, he does have a rail left, and I'm quite vulnerable from this position, so... We're going to very steadily etch ourselves, make sure our gun's ready, and someone else is going to get a kill. Damn it. Okay, moving on. There's still several enemies left, so I need to be a bit more careful than I'm being right now, but I do want to be able to see everything. Try to spot the enemies. Okay, there's two there, and there's a rail flyer there. One of them's a medic. Which one? This one. Got the medic once, got the medic twice, and missed. Okay, so I think I've finally figured out the use of a railcopter, by the way. It's because you can shoot over cliffs, it's because you can quickly take position over long range, move around a lot more, and that's kind of it. That's annoying. I'm trying to shoot before my reticule's ready, just to try and defend, but sadly, with two rails aiming at me in the face, that didn't really turn out so well. Let's do another match. I think I'm getting the hang of it now. Okay, I think A, this is going to be the last attempt, and B, of course we're going to get into a challenge match. I've looked at some designs online, because it's very rare I do that, but honestly, I don't particularly like copters generally. Sorry, I don't like this design in general, I don't like the concept of it too much. So, oh no, I don't want to say that either. It's that I don't think it's an idea we can really use to be functional in particularly higher tiers, and that's why I don't like it so much. And most of the designs, it seems, actually go for a very, very light build with a lot of helium, with either a lot of helium or go for a very mid-range build which kind of float low to the ground. So I think the problem I'm running into is I've not done either of these. So that mine doesn't really have a place where it just kind of sits. So it's all about balance, and I haven't done that. So we have a plasma sneaking his way over there. Let's see if we can get him. No, probably want. Can we take a cheap shot at the medic? We can. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh! We actually took out the gun. Brilliant. Can we do the same again? Go up. No, the medic's not showing himself anymore. There he is. Damn it. And there we go. Brilliant. Also, on your way down, because I looked at the video, your reticule tends to actually autofocus for a second. So there is certainly a theory there of just being able to... Oh god, that scared me. Of just being able to position yourself in such a way, and it doesn't seem like he has enough health to actually do what he wanted to do against me, which is a shame for him, but a nice thing for me. So let's see if we can do that again. Oh, come on, I had it then. There we go. Oh, we even got the kill. So there we go. I've actually learnt what my mistake was. You have to simply control the movement up and down, and by doing that you can get your reticule to actually focus, and that's how you do it. The problem is that it does take a lot of effort to make sure your shots are about to be lined up, which I think having a hybrid with copter blades certainly is okay, but I think using the blades as a major movement source when you're... There we go, got on with his guns. When you're a rail, just isn't as good as the alternatives, although, as I just shown then, there is certainly ways to do it, and I've kind of started to get the hang of it myself. Do we have a medic anywhere? I sure saw a medic line a second ago. Oh, there you go, there's a medic. Okay. Let's get our blade back up and running. Thank you. But today was a science experiment, so it wasn't about building a permanent robot. It was simply trying to figure out how these things work, why they are so common in the lower tiers, and perhaps getting the hang of them. And I think I've done all of those things and more. There we go, 2 hits in a row. Actually managed to figure out how to do. Didn't get my gun back. God darn it. Thank you. I thought only a bit of armor was left, but it's my gun that was missing. If you want to be a copter, be a plasma or an SMG. Or even a medic. No! This goes fast. I'm guessing there's a hover? Yeah, there's a hover, okay. Wait until I can do the reticule trick. There we go. That's going to hurt. It hits me. Just about hit me, but not by much. And we did 3 hits in a row. See, I've got it now, Cernsets. I have finally got it, and I'm so chuffed with myself. It was like, oh my god, I finally figured out how to use these things. Thank you, Video Online. Okay, lovely. So, Cernsets, I think that, honestly, if you put in enough practice and understand the fundamentals of this concept, it's fine, and you're going to have a good time with it, but you are going to rage when a ground rail outdoes you by a long shot. I think in higher tiers, it's going to have a much... Particularly since rails get weaker as a tier goes up, in my opinion, because weak spots become less obvious and less designed. I think that in the lower tiers, 5 and 6, maybe these are okay, and honestly, if you really like them and know how to do them better than I do, then honestly, I can see some really good designs and some really good gameplay. However, I just think it's a lot more effort. Let's go into practice. It's a lot more effort than the ground alternatives, and thus I would think that being a ground variation, a walker, even a cruiser, a tank, would do a lot better than the rotor blades. Of course, this still does better than jets, because of course jets have the problem of you're always moving to stay in the air. But that being said, oh, that tiny bit of inaccuracy, darn it. But that being said, yeah, I like it. You know, I think I've grew to like them a little bit more in that last battle. I'm going to be playing around with it a bit more off camera just to kind of get the gist of this thing. That slight inaccuracy can be a nightmare. So you have to always aim kind of more in the middle than you normally would, because even when you're perfectly accurate for that second, you're still a little bit jittery. But I think it just comes down to practice makes perfect, and that's really it. So if you really want a helicopter rail, there we go. Mine actually stays fairly stable at this height. Just find the height you're perfect at, figure out the whole trick of going up and down, because that does trick your reticule from time to time, and make sure it's a lot more balanced than mine, and I'm sure you'll have a good old time. Oh, I thought he was going to move. That poor thing, he's very bugged. Okay, so thank you for watching Cernsets. If you have enjoyed this spot of science, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and of course shows that Robocraft is a series you're interested in. So thank you for watching, and until next time, toodle pip.